Welcome back to Down to Earth Mystic for another Pick a Deck tarot reading. So how this works is that you will choose from the 3 decks showing on the screen now. The one on the far left is called Tarot de la Nuit. And apologies, I actually recorded the readings already and now recording the intro. In the reading, I completely butchered the name of that deck. So it is actually called Tarot de la Nuit. Anyway, so the middle deck is Sun and Moon Tarot, and the third and final on the far right is called Crystal Visions Tarot. So whichever one is kind of calling your name, you'll click on the coordinating timestamp below, and then lastly, enjoy the reading. However, I would also appreciate it if you would like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying my videos, and click on the alert or bell notification if you'd like to know about future readings coming up on this channel. Hope you enjoy, and I hope you have a lovely day. Alright, for those of you who chose the Tarot de Nuit deck, this is your reading. Thank you for clicking on that timestamp, and let's dive into a Celtic cross with this deck. So I'll go through, as I place the cards, the placement of, or the meaning of the placement, and then I'll go deeper with each of the cards and what they mean in your reading. So this is the center of the reading. This is your subconscious influence, this one here. Here's your conscious influence. And we've got the recent past, the near future, what you bring to the situation, your environment, your hopes and fears, and last but not least, a potential outcome. Okay, so starting with the center of the reading, the Two of Wands, it sounds like you've got a partnership on your mind. You're thinking about, or you've already taken steps towards a partnership. That's kind of the center of everything. In your subconscious energy, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So sounds like you're anticipating some collaboration. So going through, touching just a little bit on each card initially, we'll go a little bit deeper. It sounds like in your conscious energy, though, you're a little, I'm going to say a little too focused potentially on heartache and the potential for things not working out. So I'm going to caution you to maybe pull back from that thought unless it's something kind of blaring in your face in your particular situation. In the recent past, we had something coming to an end, but a successful ending. So you became ready for a new stage, a new step. And this is the World. I'm going to go back through. I don't believe I told you the cards. So the partnership card, the center of everything, that's the Two of Wands. The unconscious energy or subconscious energy, that's the Three of Pentacles. And collaboration, the conscious energy was the Three of Swords, so that's heartache or pain. I know I did say this one, but just to review, the World is the recent past or the ending of something, so successful ending of something. The near future is the Nine of Cups. So I see the Nine of Cups as wishes coming true, wish fulfillment, that kind of thing. So it sounds like being too focused on the heartache could potentially be unwarranted if you've got this, wishes coming true in your near future. That's why I'm cautioning you to kind of, if you can, let go of that, maybe do some meditation and and see what you can do to kind of clear those fears for yourself. The Six of Wands is what you bring to the situation, so that's victory. You're a very strong individual that's bringing a lot of strength and skill and potential for success to the situation. Your environment is the Nine of Pentacles, so interestingly enough, you're looking at okay, I feel like I'm kind of getting the big picture a little bit better. The Nine of Pentacles can be a successful, independent person, successful individual. So you bring the situation a potential successful solo adventure. Or sorry, that's your environment. I said that off. You bring the victory. The environment, it sounds like, is maybe more conducive for a solo act. So in your hopes and fears, this makes sense for both hope and fear based on what we've covered so far. Eight of Cups is walking away from what is otherwise considered a stable situation. And so it sounds like maybe you've got this gut feeling that might be what you need to do, and maybe a part of you fears the potential failure with it being a partnership situation, and it sounds like there's a lot of leaning towards it potentially being a better individual adventure. With the potential outcome, we've got the Ten of Swords, so that does indicate kind of defeat. I would say, based on the overview of everything, honestly, that gut feeling you seem to have, even though like subconsciously you're thinking that maybe it'd be easier to collaborate, that you're right in thinking that you do need to walk away from the situation, and this partnership isn't necessarily best for everyone. Meaning, I'm actually seeing this, it's not necessarily in the cards, but I'm seeing it as kind of a whole big picture of you've come to the successful end of something and you think that you need someone else by your side to go through or to successfully complete the next step. And I'm going to caution you to not do that, or at least step back and take a big picture perspective of what you might be able to achieve on your own. So with this potential outcome of defeat, I'd say that's a pretty strong indicator that the partnership is where the defeat comes in, since that is the center of everything and the potential outcome. You've got these warning signs. I know I cautioned you from focusing too much on the heartache, but I think that's, it's kind of in your face, actually. And so rather than getting all wrapped up in the potential heartache and the possibilities of pain and possibility of things not going as you would hope, I would say you just look at the facts and just realize you've got everything that you need. Your environment is conducive for a solo act, and you bring victory to the situation. So I would say your victory comes in when you walk away, which is your hope and your fear. It sounds like you still want to collaborate with this person, and it might. All right, for those of you who chose the Sun and Moon Tarot deck, this is your reading. So thank you for clicking on the timestamp to come to this reading for you. I hope you find it helpful. What we'll do today is, well, looks like we've got some bonus information. We're going to do a Celtic cross, so I will go through each of the cards individually as far as their placement and what they mean, and then I'll go through the cards themselves and how they relate to the placement that they landed in. The bonus information, I do not do reverse meanings, so that's why I flipped it around. The Chariot is essentially an indicator of finding solid balance and successfully completing something. So we'll put that kind of off to the side here. It can indicate travel as well, so that may be part of the message here. So let's see. The center of everything is this placement, and then we've got the subconscious energy, the conscious energy, the recent past, the near future, what you bring to the situation, your environment, your hopes and your fears, and last but not least, a potential outcome. I just want to point out before we get too far into anything, we've got balance and balance, kind of your bonus card as well as the potential outcome. All right, so the center of the situation, it sounds like Princess of Cups would be your card for the center of the situation. So this is a new adventure, something emotional, something intuitive. You may be getting some really strong intuitive hits on the situation, and I would say because it is the center of the situation, take heed to that. See what your intuition is telling you. Take some time to kind of focus and go within and see where your gut feelings take you. But this is kind of a new emotional adventure, going a new direction kind of thing. So the subconscious energy, we've got the Fool. So a part of you may be focusing on the newness of the situation, and you have that confidence in taking that leap of faith, but it's not necessarily in the forefront of your mind. It's almost like deep down you know everything is going to be just fine, but it's a little bit hidden, a little bit away from your grasp of your understanding of everything. The conscious energy is the Four of Pentacles. I know it says power, and it might be because you're in full control here. I don't really resonate with power. That's why I'm trying to make it work. But my understanding here is of the Four of Pentacles means that you're holding on to something a little too tightly. So it's good to hold on tight to a value, which is where the Pentacles suit is about. But it's more so, in this case, I would say maybe a shift and a change in a value. Like a value is no longer serving you as well as you might feel it does, because it's something from your past. It's time for some growth. You are on that new adventure in following your emotions and your intuition. So in order to allow that growth in, maybe release a little bit of your that stronghold that you have on an old value. In the recent past, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Again, I don't really resonate with failure that it shows up here. The way I see Seven of Pentacles is you didn't necessarily see the fruits of your labor yet, but the seeds are well planted. And so in the past, maybe it's because consciously you're not really letting go and allowing the new growth to come in. The growth hasn't quite happened yet. So in that past, you hadn't reached it yet. But in the near future, with the Two of Pentacles, you've got change coming in. You've got, this is yet another balance card, actually. So it's that finding the balance between two different things. It's feeling like you need to make a decision. So in your near future, you're going to start to feel that the necessity to let go of an old value that served you well in the past. It's like I said, it's just time for that change, and you're going to start to realize the validity in that new perspective that's coming in, like following your intuition. I think it's more so realizing just how good your intuition is serving you, and it's time to rely on that some more. So in what you bring to the situation, yeah, that makes sense. It's the Ten of Swords. I consider this more of defeat than ruin, but it's like you've got some old past situations that didn't work out well, And that's kind of like weighing you down in this new situation. So what I'm getting from this so far actually is, don't rely so much on the stable, the strong, the logic, the obvious. Bring in your intuition more, and that will serve you well, and finding that balance between the logic and the intuition. So your environment is an Ace of Wands, which is a new scenario, a new passion, a new step forward into a new environment. So yes, we're going to bring it back to the emotional and the intuitive direction, but that environment is conducive to bringing in the passion more. When you can let go of the more rigid value that you've had in your past and focus more on that intuition, it does light a fire in you, quite literally depicted here, that with the Ace of Wands here. So what you hope and fear at the same time is learning. The Eight of Pentacles is about education, going back to school, learning, and in this case it's not necessarily like formal education, it's more like situational and experiential education that you're going to learn from letting go of that strong value that you, again, has served you well. It's just time to shift into a different direction. And so the potential outcome is Temperance, and this is a major arcana card. It's the second, actually the third with your bonus card, major arcana. So what I'm really seeing here is that balance that you can achieve by finding the balance between your intuition and your logic is a big achievement for you. It's a big shift into a strong new direction for you. The Fool, or the subconscious energy of knowing everything's going to be just fine, that is a big deal. It's bigger than you may be honoring right now. It's deeper and stronger than you may realize, that you have this inner knowing. And so this Chariot of victory or travel or balance, you'll notice there's interestingly a cow pulling this chariot, a white one or I guess a bull. A white one and a black one, so that's that balance between two different energies. So balance is a huge theme in here. In this reading, we've got the balance here, here, and here. Black and the white balance, black and the white, black and the white. So it is finding, it's kind of like the yin-yang symbol, where you've got the circle with a half black and half white, and it's kind of a curved, two curved shapes that fit into each other. But in addition to that, they've got in the white portion, it's got a black dot. In the black portion, it's got a white dot. It's like you can't really succeed with just logic or just intuition. Finding that balance and using both to your benefit is really where the success happens. So that would be your message for the Deck 2, Sun and Moon Tarot. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a lovely day. All right, for those of you who chose the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, here is your reading. Today we'll be doing a Celtic Cross reading, and so I will place the cards, and as I do, I'll explain the significance behind the actual placement of the cards, and I'll go back through all of the cards and go more in depth with the reading itself. So we'll start with the center of the situation, and then we've got the subconscious energy. We've got the conscious energy, and the recent past, near future, what you bring to the situation, your environment, combination of hope and fear, and then potential outcome. Okay, A lot of intense energy here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. So right off the bat, I'm going to say this is a strong shift in your way of thinking, in your perception of something. I'm sure that you already feel it, because it's that strong of an energy for you. But we'll start with the center, actually, or dive into it now. The Three of Wands is the center of everything. So you've been hoping and wishing and waiting patiently for something to take place. You're waiting for your ship to come in, so to speak. So you feel like you've been patient enough, and it's time. And with the subconscious energy as the 10 of Cups, I'm going to say your focus is around emotional happiness, emotional fulfillment, kind of the ultimate emotional balance as well. Your conscious energy is the High Priestess. So you've got this intuitive knowing. You're very aware that something's coming and it's on its way. And you may even know specifically what it is. It sounds like you've been patiently waiting for emotional fulfillment, but it's more than that. It's more than just having a big picture awareness. It's like, no, you're starting to feel the details. You're starting to understand what the intricate details are, but you're still patiently waiting, or potentially impatiently waiting. I know I personally don't have very much patience. This is your recent past where something kind of rushed in quickly, and it might have been really thought-based. It might be a person that is a very logical person that kind of affected you in your past, but it's and I'd say it was a positive influence. I'm not sure why negative tried to jump out of my mouth. But it was a positive influence. It's just something that is now lingering in your past. In the near future, there's something new coming in. Something, again, that you can feel coming. You're trying to be patient. You really want this, successful emotional balance, but you're ready. You're ready in your near future to take a leap of faith on how this is going to go, and actually making things take place, taking some action. And you have full faith that you're going to land precisely where you need to. Again, that is your near future. So maybe a thought that is coming in soon, not necessarily something that resonates immediately. What you bring to the situation is you're holding on tight. You've got some values that I'm going to say in this case, normally Four of Pentacles is somewhat negative and that you're holding on too tightly to something, but because it's something you bring to the situation, I'm actually seeing it as very positive. Yeah, there may be something from your past you're holding on too tightly and it's time to let go of that, but I don't feel it like that. It feels more like you've got these values that you're going to stand strong on, and you don't see a point in letting go because it's wholeheartedly what you believe is necessary and important. I'm seeing this one more as a positive, whereas in most cases it is kind of like holding too tightly. I would say this is appropriately tightly holding on to your values. In your environment, we've got the Emperor. So there's a lot of structure around you. I've actually seen this card referred to as like your person, your ultimate love, or it can also represent leadership. So I'm kind of like, I've got so many different things swirling around right now. I'm trying to kind of nail down what this is going to mean for most of you. For most of you, this can represent an Aries. So I'd say this is like Aryan energy of something happening quickly. You want it to happen quickly. I know this is your environment, so it's more so like when it does happen, it will happen quickly. But stay patient right now. But I would say it's a very positive thing. No, I kind of hopped around already. I mean, all around on that one. It's more so like something stable, something worth waiting for. When it does start to come in, it'll come in very quickly. Your hopes and fears would be the Death card. And so I am seeing for some of you this Four of Pentacles is actually a teach negative. It sounds like the death is in your hopes and your fears is like you're fearing something coming to an end. By no means does this ever mean someone's dying, so please don't take it that way. But it is the death of something. Maybe it's the death of your singlehood, the death of the waiting, the death of depression or something of the sort. It's like something heavy is coming to an end successfully. And so in your hopes and your fears, yes, you really want it to come to an end, but a part of you, maybe because it is something different, it's a little bit difficult to let go of that old story. So that's where you can have a hope and a fear in the same situation. Now, in the potential outcome, we've got Six of Cups. That is beautiful. That is going to be like a soulmate connection. And I say it could be someone from your past coming back, but it could also be someone from a past life that you're reconnecting with. So, and actually, there's another element to this that I'm feeling with this child handing an adult a cup that is shining. I'm seeing that as like something you've always hoped for since you were a kid, something you always thought of as emotional fulfillment, finally coming to fruition. So I can see how, with that being such a beautiful possibility and such an amazing result and outcome, how it would still be a little bit scary to actually finally have this. You've been waiting patiently for so long. Your intuition's telling you that it's most definitely coming in. You're in the near future going to have that leap of faith, that understanding, that readiness for it. But there are some old things that you've been holding on to that could be let go of, but also it's a mixture. There's some things that you're maybe holding on to rigidly, but also good for you for holding out and waiting out and knowing that this was coming. And yeah, that could be a little bit scary to have the death of your old story, but also kind of the death of the sadness, which is a very beautiful and awesome thing, of course. So that would be the message for the Crystal Visions Tarot. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a lovely day.